It's time for City Beat, your source for all the latest news on the city of Thompson. Only on 102.9 CHTM, your radio station.
Good morning. This is City Beat. I'm Monika, and joining me in studio is Mayor Dennis Fenske. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning.
If you have a question you'd like to ask Mayor Fenske, give us a call at 677-8181 to start what's been happening around the city.
Well, just a safety share for everyone. Everybody knows it's extremely cold outside, so just notification that if anybody's traveling south, make sure you have your emergency kit with you in regards to extra clothes, some snacks, just in case something happens on the way down. And in addition to that, it's always important if you have pets to make sure that you're monitoring when you put them out. Don't leave them outside. Make sure you're watching for, if they're tapping their paws or getting extremely cold, especially the thin-haired ones. They don't last very long outside, so make sure you take care and caution with your pets in this cold weather.
That's a good reminder, something that's easy to forget. I know there's been a water main break on Fox Bay. I know this may be because I might have been affected by it, as we were talking before. I understand that's been fixed, though, right?
Yes, it's a little close to home for you, but yes, it was a 10-inch main break, and the crews worked on it the last couple of days, and I understand we're back up in working order now. So short disturbance, but we're back up and working now.
Awesome. Glad to hear. Speaking of city work, following the dump of snow we got last week, I noticed quite a few people were praising the city on its Facebook page for the quick snow clearing response. Even I've sort of noticed that the sidewalks, or at least I feel that the sidewalks have been cleared faster this year compared to last year. Has the city by any chance changed something in the way they clear snow?
No, I think the big guy upstairs has changed it for us because we haven't had that much snow. So it's a lot easier when there's a light dusting that we can get out there and clean it back down to the surface we want it, both on the sidewalk and the roadway. So I think the biggest difference this year to last year is the amount of snowfall. Whereas it took us upwards of a week in some cases last year. It's taking us a couple days to get through it. So I think the biggest difference is just the volume of snow.
Okay. This month is Heart Month, and you've proclaimed February to be Heart and Stroke Month in the city of Thompson. Why is it important to support this initiative?
Well, it's a healthy initiative just to make sure and people are thinking about heart and stroke and the things that you can do to prepare yourself. No, I shouldn't say prepare yourself, but the things you can do to improve your health in regards to having a healthy heart, healthy lifestyles, especially when we do get for instance, we were just talking about snow. When we do get a healthy snow dump, people go out and shovel their walks and driveways, and in a lot of cases, in a lot of areas, that's the #1 cause of heart attacks in the winter is overexertion during snow removal. So just people being aware that from a healthy diet perspective and healthy exercise, that your heart is the main muscle in your body that feeds everything else. So you need to keep it in good shape, and so it's just an awareness program.
For sure. Quick reminder to those listening, if you have a question you'd like to ask Mayor Fenske, you can give us a call right now at 677-8181. The Public Safety Committee has been discussing the issue of high-speed sledders in the new school zone by École Communautaire La Voie du Nord. What's been the issue there?
Well, basically, it's a learning curve in that used to be open space, and so that the snowmobilers and ATVs users on their way out of town would zip across those areas and head out of town south. Now that there's a facility there, now that there's school children there, there's a change in school zone, in the speed zone. So it's an education process. We have our CSOs out. We've made the RCMP aware as well, and we are actually looking at the three-way stops at both ends of that area to look if we need to change anything there. But just a word of caution it's a change, so people need to get used to that. Drivers as well. But for snowmobile users, it's a change. There's a facility there. There's children there, so be cautious on your way out of town as you enjoy your sledding activities.
And I know sometimes it's been an issue with snowmobilers not taking the proper routes, I guess, to get to the snowmobile trails. Has that been an issue this year?
In pocketed areas, we have seen that in Burntwood South, and again, it's an annual thing. We need to encourage those sledders. We live in northern Manitoba. It's an activity that's accepted, and certainly we encourage that, but from a safety perspective. So there are access trails out of town, so make sure you use those trails, use them cautiously, and if you are crossing a street, cross slowly, look both ways, and just be cautious of your surroundings.
Okay. There's been some recent controversy about the Boreal Discovery Center. What did you want to comment on that?
I just wanted to clear up the position of the City of Thompson. And back in 2011, the City of Thompson passed a resolution to support the repurposing of the Thompson Zoo at that time to the Boreal Discovery Center. And so there's been a number of presentations made to Council over the years as to the process and what the model looks like. And the City of Thompson endorses that model and that change from the old style Thompson Zoo to the new Boreal Discovery Center. So from that perspective, that's the City of Thompson's position. We are in support of that. The position that we take is it's about sustainability for that operation, and that's what we'll be questioning. The individual exhibits and whatever is contained within the Boreal Discovery Center, I know they have partners and they're working to the CASA standards, which is the zoo standards across North America, and the U.S. one's actually exceeding them. So if anybody has a concern with what's being designed, that should be brought up with the Boreal Discovery Committee and organization to discuss that. But from the City of Thompson perspective, we support the repurposing of the Thompson Zoo to the Boreal Discovery Center, and that's our position.
Okay. The City Centre Mall has adopted a breastfeeding-friendly policy. I know that the NRHA is approaching other businesses to follow suit. I'm curious if the city facilities have any sort of policy one way or the other in regards to when it comes to breastfeeding in a facility?
We don't have a specific policy, but I mean, again, to use a phrase from Justin Trudeau, because it's 2015, well, now it's 2016. Personally, I have no issue with it. It's a natural phenomenon, and I don't think that people or women should be discouraged or should be condemned for breastfeeding in public. I don't see the issue. So if someone questioned the City of Thompson, if we had a policy, or I think the fact that we don't have a policy, we're not going to condemn it if it does happen. And I would encourage, and studies show that breast milk is the preferred over formula. And so from the City of Thompson perspective, again, we don't have a policy in place, but I certainly wouldn't object to bringing one in that would support that position.
Okay. Maybe if someone from the NRHA is listening, they'll be knocking on your door today. A new VP of Manitoba Operations for Vallée has been chosen. Mark Scott has assumed this role. Any thoughts on this? I understand he's someone from the community, so I'm sure that's nice to hear.
Yes, Gary Septelli's CAO and myself have met with Mark. The transition will be smooth. Mark's been in the community for 13 years. He's been involved in the community. Used to be a coach for the AAA's, Norman North Stars. So he's committed to Vallée. He's committed to the community. I don't see a lot of change in the way that we operate with Vallée, and he's a strong proponent of our community and a strong supporter. So I see a very smooth transition.
All right. The federal government is currently hiring staff for the 2016 census. The census will be happening over the next few months. I know we've talked about it before, but it's pretty important from the city's perspective that residents participate in this survey, right?
Absolutely. Our current population is 13,123, and at the last census, they had us about 300 less than that, and we had to, 600 less than that, and we had to lobby the Census Canada to get our numbers back up. We got 300 back to 13,123. And the impact for us is that each individual that's not registered in the census, when it comes to transfer payments in grants from the federal government and the provincial government, it can cost us as much as $161 per person. Over the last 5 years, with the reduced numbers, that loss of 300, it cost us about $250,000 in revenue. So it's extremely important that everybody register for the census, and that because it means a lot of funding for the municipality. Also important in the surrounding regions, that all the regions should be taking advantage of the census to get everybody registered, because a lot of their funding is tied to per capita grants as well. So I can't emphasize enough the importance of filling out the census.
Yeah, for sure. Mun Cup is this weekend, big event for Thompson. I'm curious if you participated in the tournament by any chance when you were younger.
Actually, I'm going to show my age. The Mun Cup didn't exist when I was at that age.
I was adding it up and I was trying to figure it out.
But my younger brother did play in the Mun Cup. No, I've supported the Mun Cup for many, many years. It's the #1 Atom tournament in Manitoba. It's got a rich and strong history. The volunteers put on a great job, and the kids enjoy it. And it's memories for a lifetime. Go back to as most recent as Theo Fleury being up here for a function last year, and he mentioned being in the Mun Cup when he was a kid. So it creates memories for a lot of kids and parents, and kudos. And I just invite everybody out down to the TRCC to enjoy some great hockey and lots of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be busy there for sure. Before we wrap up for today, anything else you'd like to mention?
I understand this is your last show, so
it is.
I just
at least our last show together.
Yes, I just want to say thank you very much for the professionalism that you've brought to the show, and I wish you all the well and all good wishes in your move to a somewhat warmer climate. I hope the 40 degrees today didn't make that final decision easier, but it's always warm in Thompson from a heart perspective, and so all the best, and again, future success for you.
Thank you very much, and I appreciated all our times doing this interview, and you were pretty easy on me for a rookie news reporter. Well, that's this edition of City Beat. Make sure you join us every Thursday at 11:30 to find out what's happening around the city and City Hall. For 102.9 CHTM, I'm Monika Gould.
City Beat will be back next Thursday.